Hey, today I'm going to give you 30 essential phrases you must know in order to have small talk conversations in Spain. If you want to integrate into your community and make friends around you, you must know these phrases. If right now you're feeling completely stuck and out of words when it comes to talking to a friend or a colleague, today's video is for you. Because with these 30 essential phrases that I'm going to teach you, you are going to go more and beyond saying buenos dias and finally get to know the people. If we haven't met yet, my name is Celso Gil and I help people who are relocating or retiring to Spain go from their very first words up to their first conversations so that they can finally connect with the local community and make Spain their new home. If you're excited for this video today, give me a like. And make sure you hit subscribe if you need more practical Spanish in your life. Since this is a free content channel, I really appreciate all of your help, all of your likes, subscriptions, and everything that you're doing. Thank you so much, really. Let's get into it. So first of all, let's start with a few greetings that we can use instead of just saying buenos dias or hola. Here are a couple that you can use instead of saying buenos dias or buenas tardes. You could say buenas, or a combination of those to sound even more natural. Hola, buenas. If you want to replace just a normal hola, you can also use hey. Now this one is quite informal, so make sure that you don't use it in a formal context, but otherwise it's actually one of the ones that I use a lot in my daily life. Another alternative for informal context that is very natural and we use it a lot is ¿qué pasa?, which means what's up. Now for this one, you need to make sure that you're using the right intonation. ¿Qué pasa? If someone tells you ¿qué pasa?, even though literally means what's up, nobody's really expecting an answer. This is just a way to say hi in a very friendly environment. Another greeting you will hear people saying a lot is ¿cómo vas? ¿Cómo vas? Now this one is quite similar to ¿qué pasa?, and actually call it as a filler word. Because if these kind of words that there are so many different contexts and they can mean very different things, but in this one in particular, it means how's it going? I really like to teach ¿qué pasa? And ¿cómo vas? Because I think they sound very natural and you're gonna hear them a lot. But just make sure that you're using the right intonation as well as the body language. I'll show you how. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Cómo vas? This is actually one of my one-word wonders that I love to teach in my lessons for beginners, simply because they are extremely useful and you can use them in so many different contexts in your daily life, and that's what makes them so powerful. If you want a free pronunciation guide in Spanish, let me know in the commentaries and I can share the link with you. A super popular topic when it comes to small talk in Spanish is talking about the weather. Spanish people love talking about the weather. So let's give you some phrases that you can use when Spanish people are talking about the weather. So if it's really hot, which is quite common in Spain, you might want to say something like this. Hace calor, ¿eh? Hace calor, ¿eh? Or ¿qué calor hace? ¿Qué calor hace? Whenever we're describing whether the weather is hot or cold, we're always going to use the verb hacer. Even though most of the time when you're in Spain it's going to be really hot, the reality is that in winter it gets very, very cold. So you might want to use these ones also when it comes to winter time. If you want to complain when it's really cold, you can say hace frío, ¿eh? Hace frío, ¿eh? Or qué frío hace, qué frío hace. So again, it's important for you to pay attention to the intonation on those sentences. Hace frío, ¿eh? Qué frío hace. And remember, the H at the beginning of a word in Spanish is always silent. Same as when you say hola. Nobody really says hola, right? It's really important to pronounce this correctly. What most of the people will say at the beginning will be something like this. Qué frío hace. But we want to make sure that you get used to those silent H's in Spanish. If you need help with your pronunciation, I do have another video for beginners with those specific words that are going to help you with these specific Spanish sounds. So that video is going to help you with the most tricky sounds and words in Spanish. I will link it in the description. Another one using hacer. Qué buen día hace, ¿no? Qué buen día hace, ¿no? This is a nice, easy one to use because often in Spain it's a lovely day, and that's why many of you want to come here. What if we want to talk about the change in season? We could say something like this. Parece que ya está aquí el invierno, ¿eh? Parece que ya está aquí el invierno, ¿eh? This means it looks like finally winter has arrived. Now, of course, you can swap out winter for any of the seasons in Spanish. Primavera, verano, otoño, invierno. Or you could even replace it with a word like lluvia, which means rain. Parece que ya está aquí la lluvia, ¿eh? Parece que ya está aquí la lluvia, ¿eh? It looks like the rain is finally here, so this is a very useful one. A final one for if it's a lovely day and you wish that you were on the beach. Qué buen día de playa. Qué buen día de playa. You might also want to ask the person some questions about how their family is doing or what are they up to. So these ones I'm going to read it nice and slowly with a little bit of a gap. So if you want, you can pause the video, come back again and repeat after me. Here goes. ¿Cómo está la familia? How's the family? ¿Qué te cuentas? What have you been up to? ¿Qué tal el trabajo? How's work? ¿Tienes planes para el fin de semana? Do you have plans for the weekend? ¿Dónde vas de vacaciones? Where are you going on holidays? ¿Vienes muchas veces aquí? Do you often come here? ¿Cómo va el día? How's your day going? ¿Has estado aquí antes? Have you been here before? ¿Cómo conoces a Antonio? How do you know Antonio? Of course, you can swap out the name for whoever you're talking about. Antonio was just the first name that came to my mind. ¿Qué tal ha ido la semana? How was your week? Something else that is lovely to do is to give a quick compliment or a reaction to something that the other person has just said. Now, I did recently do a video on different ways to ask for food, inviting people to do something, and other different ways to communicate with local people. I will also link the video in the description so that you can watch it after this, because it's really going to help you to improve in these conversational practice skills that you need. And here are some more. ¿Cuánto tiempo? It's been ages. Wow, qué guapo estás. Wow, qué guapa estás. Wow, you look so good. Me alegro mucho de verte. It's so good to see you. Mírate. Look at you. Estás espectacular. You look spectacular. And finally, here are a few alternatives that you can use to end a conversation and say goodbye. You can say, cuídate. Take care. Making sure that you got that nice tone on the I. It's not cuídate, it's cuídate. 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 One of my favorites. Vamos hablando. Let's stay in touch. If you're living in Spain and you have heard this, you may have realized that sometimes people are actually saying vamos hablando, like let's stay in touch, but they will never talk to you again. I don't know why. Just be aware of that. That could happen to you as well. Vamos hablando. Yeah, of course. A nice simple one. Hasta luego. See you later. Slightly more difficult one because it's using the subjunctive grammar form that I know that you all love in Spanish, but the reality is that we use it a lot, so you're gonna hear it quite often. Que tengas un buen día. Have a nice day, or I hope that you have a nice day. This one means the same, but it's just worded differently. Que pases un buen día. So there you have it. 30 small talk phrases to make sure that you are never lost for words again, and whenever you're talking to somebody in the streets, you always know what to say. Give me a like if you enjoyed the video, and I will be back next week with more tips and tutorials to help you build your confidence and your Spanish conversation skills. Hasta luego!